switching gears, we talked about this story yesterday. This incident at the Cheesecake Factory in Florida, where a black gentleman goes there with his girlfriend and is wearing a "Make America Great Again" hat. He's a Trump fan. And the staff at Cheesecake Factory, according to eyewitness accounts as well as this guy's account, Junior's is like Eugenio Jr., right?
Yeah, Eugenio Jr. He's 22 years old.
According to all accounts, staff ridiculed him, threatened him with physical violence, booed him, clapped when he and his girlfriend were leaving. I mean,
They followed him to the bathroom. I mean, they harassed him.
Right. The most kind of the most boorish sort of public ridicule. And again, against the backdrop of the Philadelphia Starbucks incident, this is a black gentleman. Where is the national conversation about what happened at Cheesecake Factory?
Well, even the Cheesecake Factory owners, they've not reached out to him. The CEO didn't fly in for a one-on-one meeting. They didn't even apologize to him in person. So Eugenio, oh, I'm a name assassinator.
Mm-hmm.
Eugenio, yes, thank you, was just on Fox and Friends and told them what exactly happened.
Oh, well, we were sitting at the table, and my girlfriend's aunt started noticing, and she informed us that, hey, there's a couple of coworkers back there looking at Eugene and making gestures towards him. So I just turned around and looked at them. I didn't say anything. I see that they're staring at me, staring at my girlfriend's family. They're just trying to intimidate us, and I just ignored the whole thing.
What
I
were
just
they
stayed on my
saying?
phone watching.
What types of things were they saying?
Well, after I turned around and was looking at my phone, they all started getting behind us, and one of the coworkers was saying, "Man, I'll knock that hat off his head. I'll hit him so hard that knock his hat off." They were clenching their fists, and they were just standing behind me, trying to like scare us and stuff. I mean, I wasn't really, intimidated by anything, but my girlfriend's family and everybody, we were just, it was just sad, there was just, everybody was disappointed. Mother's Day was completely ruined, and everybody, it's just sad the outcome, the way everything happened.
I mean, you're in, and when you're surrounded by people, it's a scary situation, especially if you're around women too, and you're supposed to protect the women, which most, upstanding men do. Then he got up and went to the bathroom, and they were like stalking him.
I walked to the restroom with my girlfriend. Walked me to the restroom, and as I was walking back, a whole group of people came out of the kitchen and just started shouting and yelling and just clapping things and saying things towards me as I was walking back to my seat. I just completely ignored it, but I can tell my girlfriend was uncomfortable, and it was just really wrong.
I would have called the police.
What for what?
For harassment. You want to make sure you get out of there safely. And clearly the manager, I don't know where the manager was in all this. Maybe the manager was participating.
And where was everybody else? I always love the bystander question. What are the bystanders doing other than filming it so they can report it to the press when the story is written?
They were knee deep in cheesecake. I mean,
are you going to boycott Cheesecake Factory, or is it just too delicious to boycott? 312-642-5600, turnkey.pro answer line, 64636DA, turnkey.pro text line. Is there a substitute to the Cheesecake Factory, like the Rainforest Cafe? Or...
No, Cheesecake Factory, their menu is as thick as a Lakeview phone book. I mean, then they bring
which
the
is the signature of a good restaurant.
Which is
you measure restaurants, you measure the quality of restaurants by the size of the menu.
Well, no, I actually have never even been to a cheesecake. Now in the past month, I've been to two. The one in Skokie and the one in Lincolnshire. And
were there cat calls and ridicule directed your way?
No, but I wasn't wearing a MAGA hat.
Well, next time you go to a Cheesecake Factory, why don't you test that out?
Yeah, so he said, you know what, I'm not taking my Trump hat off ever. I don't even care about this incident. I love Trump.
Man, I love Donald Trump and how, he's just what the country needs. He's a true American. He really cares for the well-being of America, and he just, people would say what they want about him. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. It's a free country, right. And I think Donald Trump is like everything that we've all needed in this country.
312-642-5600 is our turnkey.pro answer line. Will you boycott the Cheesecake Factory? You know what? I think I'll stay away. I guess I stayed away for decades and then went for a month, and I don't need to go back.
I will continue my lifetime boycott of the Cheesecake Factory. That has nothing to do with this incident.
Well, he asked, is this because you're African American, or what was this harassment about?
At the end of the day, this isn't, to me, it isn't about being black, white, or race. Anybody could wear the hat, white man, a Latina man. It's just about freedom of speech. This is America. Everyone should be entitled to their own opinions and their own beliefs. If somebody wants to wear a hat, like Make America Great Again hat, whatever they want, you should support their decisions. Nobody should be disrespected, treated the way I was treated on Sunday.
I agree with that, obviously. Although what I would say to, can I call him Gino? I think
Sure.
we know him well enough now.
Yeah.
What I would say to Gino is he's right about that on philosophically. But as Jason Whitlock said on Tucker Carlson last week, Whitlock's a sports reporter, sports writer. He was on to talk about the Kanye West Trump
Oh
love.
boy. Yeah.
And he basically said that, look, if you're black and you express any support for Donald Trump, then you're kicked out of the black community. And so it is a little bit different, I think, and perhaps that was in part what generated a response that may have been different had Gino not been black.
Now, will Gino go back to the Cheesecake Factory?
You gonna go back to Cheesecake Factory ever?
I doubt it. Definitely not.
I wouldn't go back. You don't give them your money after that.
I wouldn't go back based
you will
on the
never
quality
go.
of the food. But
No, the food's really good. They had great salads, and now I can't eat them anymore.
no.
Very sad.
Perry and Niles, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Good morning, America. How are you?
Good. Hi, Perry.
I want to
hey,
thank
Krusty.
you, Dan.
Yeah.
Dan, you could always just steal my idea and then hang up on me. I really appreciate the fact that you give me a chance to talk.
Okay.
This is important. What's really important here? Take your damn hat off when you go into a restaurant. You don't sit down at the table with a trucker hat. I don't care how cheesy the place is.
Pun intended.
Yeah,
okay.
you know what?
I
My
agree.
grandparents always, if we had a hat, because as a girl, I was a tomboy, I'd wear a hat. They like, take that dang hat off at the table. You can't wear a hat in church or while you're having dinner. You know, you make a point there.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Perry. It is the Cheesecake Factory, though. Point of order. So it's kind of sort of like going. It's sort of like being at a picnic.
Cheesecake? I don't think you understand. It's kind of a fine establishment. It's not a TGIF Fridays. It's not a Rainforest Cafe. You should treat yourself to the Cheesecake Factory, but now you can't go because you wouldn't be supporting Trump.
James in Westmont.
Hey guys, I can empathize with this guy because when I wear my NRA life jacket, I get a lot of weird stares and not so much confrontation. I think they think I'm armed.
Yes, exactly.
Which is okay. But yeah, I can empathize with this guy, and I do agree with the fact you shouldn't wear a hat inside a restaurant. I'm kind of old school that way. But I mean, I don't see the outcries and the outrage from like Jesse Jackson or Al Sharpton. And if I believe it was reported he was called the N-word too.
Yes, that was in the story.
Which is,
yeah.
So where's the outrage? I want to know.
Thanks for the call, James. What if it was a fine white fedora like Tom Wolfe used to wear?
Oh,
Could you eat at the Cheesecake
bar
Factory with that on?
Yeah.
Do you think Tom Wolfe ate at the Cheesecake Factory with his hat on?
312-642-5600. No, I don't think he did. I actually think that he took his hat off.
Of course, yes.
'Cause he knows about etiquette.
Bill and Skokie.
Hey, good morning, Dan. Good morning, Amy.
Morning.
I want to see how long it's going to take for the CEO of Cheesecake Factory to say I'm sorry. Do you remember 2 weeks ago when the Starbucks incident happened?
yeah.
The Philly CEO was on his feet begging like 3 hours after the whole thing happened.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, and
It's
then
all about race. Let's see it.
the city
Yeah.
of Philadelphia
Thanks,
gave the
Bill.
gentleman $200,000. Well, they received money from Starbucks. We don't know how much, and then the two gentlemen gave this new program in Philadelphia for kids $200,000. So they could have gotten anywhere. I mean, maybe $1 million. We don't know.
Well, if I can get $1 million from the Cheesecake Factory, if people ridicule me and they throw me out,
And you'll go
then
to the Cheesecake Factory.
I'm starting to get interested. You have my attention. Chip in St. Charles. Hey, Chip.
Chip.
Hello, Chip. There we go.
Hi, I just want to say one thing. Free Kanye. Free Kanye.
Is Kanye in a
Is
can?
he at the free Cheesecake
Thanks for the call,
Factory?
Chip. Yeah. Okay. Jim in the loop.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I was wondering if they're going to shut down all the Cheesecake Factories around the country for sensitivity training like the Starbucks
Oh,
did.
that's right.
Good question. Thanks,
No,
Jim.
that's coming. Isn't that coming in May for 4 afternoons? I mean, for 4 hours and 1 afternoon in May, they're going to have sensitivity training.
And they'll also, I think,
Right,
include in that training, per the new bathroom policy, how to treat hepatitis.
It's Hep A.
because
Okay,
that's
not
what,
to be confused with B or C.
that's what you're going to be getting with your lattes at Starbucks.
Oh, it's May 29th, by the way. Thank you very much.
Put that on my calendar.
Yes, you cannot go to Starbucks. It'll be closed.
Verlon on the south side.
I want to say to the first two callers, haven't you ever heard? It's 2018, freedom to expression. And Dan, I want the website so I can get me a Make America Great Again hat and a shirt, and I want the address to that Cheesecake Factory so I can show up bright and early. I want to see if they can treat somebody from the south side like that.
I love it, Verlon.
You know what,
Thanks for the
Verlon,
call.
you should. That would be great.
There's a Cheesecake Factory down by Hancock, isn't there?
Yeah.
Why don't we do an AM 560 trip to the Cheesecake Factory?
You think they're gonna let us in? Really?
What do you mean let us in?
I mean,
what do you mean they think they're
I
going to
thought
let
you
us
meant
in?
to a live remote. Like,
No.
Wait,
I
no, we
mean,
just
let's
go to the
actually do it. Yeah.
Oh, we can wear our Trump T-shirts. I have a Trump pin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What about that little weekend excursion to the Cheesecake Factory down by Hancock?
If you're
Get
buying,
you a big punch bowl
see
full
that
of salad.
Menu. That menu could take you. It's like reading War and Peace. I mean, it will take you forever if you went through all the items on the menu.
Rich and Niles.
Yeah, I never did understand this idea of hate crimes. But what happened to this guy at the Cheesecake Factory seems to be a perfect example of a hate crime. And I don't know why the police or somebody doesn't go in there and arrest these people. What is that, assault? Do you have to assault somebody to be a hate crime, or is there a difference?
Yeah, thanks for the call,
he
Rich.
was discriminated against. If they shouted racial slurs at him.
Well, that's true.
And then they were surrounding him and stalked him as he went to the bathroom and stuff. I mean,
reasonable fear for his safety, sure.
you
The
go.
possibility of arrest, disorderly
he
conduct.
should file a lawsuit. And I know people hate frivolous lawsuits, but do something. Or Cheesecake should come forward and offer him something.
What about the bystanders? What about the other patrons?
Yeah, you're right.
I still want to.
If
No,
they
I
saw
would.
that and heard that happening, wouldn't you get up and say something?
I wish that Mr. Joseph would have addressed that. Would have been asked about it. What about those bystanders? What do you think about them? That just the other patrons who just watched you be excoriated, you and your family be excoriated by these goons that work for Cheesecake Factory and did nothing. I'd love to be in a situation like that, where not that I wish this on anyway, but where somebody's being treated as badly as he is. I would welcome such an opportunity to intervene, but not everybody's like that. Sean in Elmwood Park.
I say this to you as a former waiter. In high school, I was saving up for a car, and I had to be a waiter. And by the way, every teenager should be a waiter.
Yep.
But at what point?
Totally agree.
At what point do we care what today's waiters? Have you taken a look at today's wait staff? For God's sakes, I'm going to be excoriated by a bunch of people that are. Have you seen the Cheesecake Factory waiters?
No.
All of them are 310 pounds. They have one white shirt with yellow pit stain. Nobody has a charge card or a car. And I care what you morons think about anything. The problem is his complacency. Shut up and get me some water. That's what you say to a waiter. I don't need your opinion for anything. And Amy, I blame middle-aged women. Because if you see middle-aged women order, they all ask the same thing. What would you have? What are you asking wait staff for their opinion for? I give you the money, you bring me the food. That's
Sean,
the end of the relationship.
Sean, can I ask you a question? And this is sort of impossible to answer, but I want you to guesstimate. Of the meals that you have out, what percentage do you think include body fluids from your waiter?
Well, when I was a waiter, you didn't want to send anything back, honey. Believe me.
Oh, no, you
so
never did.
I don't send anything back.
Uh-huh. Thanks for the call, Sean. I think that's what your waitstaff is counting on.
And what you ask is, say, what is the best, what's your best salad here? That's what you ask. You don't ask, what would you order here?
That's what you ask at
Yeah, and then
Cheesecake
you say,
Factory?
what's your famous, what's your most popular salad? What do people come back for? That's
Well,
what I always ask.
The cheesecake.
What?
Why would they call it the Cheesecake Factory? Isn't that their value prop?
Signature meal?
Cheesecake?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I'm just trying to piece this together, piece their marketing together. Their brand seems to indicate something.
You live right by the Cheesecake Factory. Why don't you just stop in with a Make America Great Again hat and see what happens today?
Mm-hmm.
See if you get served.
Yeah, maybe I will. Mark in Des Plaines.
You know, the solution to this is to be more discriminating about where you go for cheesecake. I mean, Cheesecake Factory cheesecake is inferior. I mean, it's not a great product. So go to Eli's. You know, Eli's on
of course.
Forest Edge. You know, right here on the northwest side of Chicago. So I mean, And I don't believe in boycotting either. But I'll tell you, it's truly Cheesecake Factory cheesecake is way lower quality than Eli's and others that we have around here in Chicago. So there you go.
Thank you for that Yelp review on cheesecake, Mark.
What, is Baker Square still around? Or I think they.
I know. Yeah, I think there are some.
We'll look that up and let you know.
I think the key lime pie, though, is what you want to do at Baker Square.
Listen to podcasts of Dan and Amy from the AM 560 mobile app. Download it today at 560theanswer.com/mobile.
As a parent, you want what's best for your children. That means sending them to a school where they'll get the superior education they deserve, and that also shares your values. That can be tricky these days, as public schools have changed and private schools can be expensive. Your household budget has already been cut to the bone, and it's hard to imagine where you'll find that extra money. Well, there's help to lessen that financial burden and provide your child with the very best education at half the cost. At AM 560 The Answer, we work with private schools throughout